Is it true that part of the reason you left is because you were going a bit insane working on one room a month?
Yeah, I would say that's not my style. Like I learned a lot about how to bespoke craft every intersection and literally every single crack in a room, but I was like, oh my, this is like so completely unnecessary. And then if you need a change, like you have to completely redo stuff. You can't just like, I'm gonna move a wall. It's like, no, because everything perfectly interacts with each other, like literally every single intersection. That's not an exaggeration. Like that was a whole big deal of like all these perfect little trims whenever anything would touch anything else. You couldn't ever jam anything, which can look nice, but a month for a room. It's a lot more design driven though, and also a lot more from, I would say, the core Nintendo group. Like they had
Japan.
people, yeah, from Japan who would fly in and care about the smallest details. Like I was lucky on world art to not get too much of it, but on character art, they would literally be like, no, on this character, move this part on their shoulder down a little bit. Like these are not people who worked on the game. This was people from Japan flying in to micromanage characters and stuff like that. So that's part of also why I left. Like part of it was the tech and that being really stifling for an art career, but also that style of production. Like I have never liked working with publishers or anything, but this was a whole nother level even of like that level of micromanagement. It's like, dude, no way. That in my opinion, if you're not directly working on the game, go away. Like you can give feedback and guidance, but I don't think you should be telling the devs what to do. Like you don't have all of the proper context and framing to actually be giving these critiques. And I think it's completely not how things should be made. Not to say that like Metroid didn't turn out great, but it didn't turn out great because of like some shoulder pad was shifted slightly. Like I think that's kind of an unhealthy relationship.
So were you in some of these meetings, or was this like hearsay from other people telling
It
you?
it was hearsay,
Yeah,
but it
yeah,
100% did happen. But
yeah. But you
yeah,
did that happen in anything to do with you? Did Japan
no,
directly comment on anything that you did?
no. But I had been at Terminal Reality. I did have that experience where I had to like make a level more colorful because the publisher wanted it more colorful. So I'd had that kind of experience with outside interference and had thoughts on it. But thankfully, yeah, I was fine at Retro, and nobody at Nintendo was telling me what to do. But that's part of why I thought it was not great. Like they're just choosing to focus on these individual things. Like all the parts of the game matter, but then you get what we call the seagull effect, where someone just who's up top flies by and shits on something,
Be like, no, we're
or
not doing that.
yeah, or other people call it the Eye of Sauron or whatever, where it's just like this one thing then gets all this attention. It's like, well, what about the rest of it? Like, why is it just that one thing? Because it just like catches their attention, and it's like rarely makes that big of a difference and makes it better, and honestly just makes people demotivated having some outside person come in and give this feedback.